Welcome back, Ace Runners, to Moving Day of the 2023 Pro World Championships, presented by LL Bean. This FPO chase card coverage is brought to you by Ace Run Pro, and this is our PDGA Major. My name is Holly Finley.
And I am Raven Klein. We've got some sunshine and the back nine. We are in Jeffersonville, Vermont, getting ready to follow our chase card through the last 9 holes of day 4. We are playing the Fox Run Meadows course. Here's our leaderboard as it stands. Kristen Tatar still at the front, Missy Gannon making a nice chase, and on our card we have Henna Blomroos in 4th. A lot of players fighting for that 3rd place spot. We're going to start out with hole 10, par 3, 315 feet. A slight downhill, but you can't really see the basket from the tee. You have OB along the left and right side, and this is either a backhand turnover or a forehand. You want it to land just shy of the basket into the side of the hill and let it scoot its way up. It is an extreme drop-off behind the basket. Allie Smith first on the tee.
Looks like she's throwing that sail again.
If you haven't gone and watched the front 9 of this round, Allie has been putting on a show.
Allie Smith inside the bullseye, putting for birdie with her DGA sail. Eveliina's forehand spike hyzer. Looks like she is putting for birdie as well.
Henna Blomroos with the backhand
putter.
That was so pretty.
She has parked it. She is inside the bullseye.
I liked her approach because a lot of players will play more of a drifting backhand and throw it out left and let it fade, and hers was just straight like the whole way.
Alex Benson with a nice forehand. She'll be putting for birdie from 30 feet. Oh, let's say 25 feet. It's in.
Good putt from Alex.
Eveliina for birdie. And she falls out left side. Hate to waste that one, especially from such a short distance. Allie Smith for her 2nd birdie in a row, and it's in.
Henna with the tap-in birdie.
CTP for Henna. Eveliina with a disappointing par. Par's a mistake, it's not bad, but you really hate to let that one slip away.
Yeah.
3 birdies, 1 par. Hole 11, par 4, 530 feet. Out of bounds immediately left off the tee, but you've got a lot of space to work with on the right side. However, the best landing zone is right there next to the out of bounds on the left. If you've got good distance, you can get all the way up here, but the majority of the players are going to land a bit short of that corner. It's going to be a blind upshot. You can be conservative and pitch it up to the rock wall and play it for a 4, or send your blind upshot down here to the very fast green with OB only 18 feet behind the basket. Allie Smith up first after 2 birdies in a row, and a surprise that you'll have to see for yourself on the front 9 coverage.
Allie swings her disc high and right, which is a great play. It avoids the low impact and possible skip into the OB, but still gives her some good distance.
And she has landed just a couple of feet from that OB on the left. Prime position.
Henna is pushing that back end of OB. She is safe, but she's going to be a little bit more pinched off on this second shot. That's going to need to sit down and dig.
Alex Benson's hyzer has ended up out of bounds left.
Eveliina looking like she's going to try and push that gap in the trees.
Eveliina passed the corner in perfect position.
Beautiful.
It's an elite level throw from Eveliina. Alex Benson's third shot. Just a forehand over the rock wall, and she'll have a putt for par from 25. Allie forehands a shot over the rock wall, but hits a tree and kicks a little short. She will have a putt for birdie. See if she's feeling it or not when she gets there. Henna tries a standstill approach, the patent pending, but she hits the tree by the rock wall and falls short. She'll have to settle for par. And Eveliina, backhand over the wall, also hits a tree and lands a bit short. She also has a putt for par, but it's downhill.
Eveliina's will be a putt for birdie.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
She's had so much distance on that first shot. Henna not risking the putt and just lays up short of the basket.
The OB is so close to the backside of the basket.
And it's a fast green.
Extra fast.
Allie's off on the right side. She's able to hyzer something just around the basket, and it curls up inside the bullseye.
Alex Benson for birdie. Wow.
Oh!
It fell out.
It must have been a little bit right side, because that looked center from this angle.
Eveliina, incredible birdie putt.
Well played. Perfect hole there for Eveliina. Gotta feel good after missing the birdie putt on the last hole.
Henna in for par.
Allie Smith in for par. And after that unfortunate chain out, Alex will card a bogey.
TeamDiscraft.com. All the team favorites on one site.
Welcome back. We have hole 12, par 5, 730 feet, the second of our par 5s. Off the tee, you want to push as close as you can to the edge of this first bubble, but the more left you can be, the better. You don't want to be too pinched off for your second shot around this tree and onto the second island of the fairway. Some players, if you get far enough up, can really push this. It is a par 5 though, so you don't see a lot of people getting too aggressive because you can play for the birdie with a simple 1-2 shot.
Eveliina with a nice hyzer that looks to be finishing on the left side, hopefully away from that bush line. Otherwise, it could be a tricky second shot to get over.
Yeah, I did see that really for the first time today, is someone pushing too far left and then making your second shot trickier than it needs to be. Henna with a nice looking shot here, pushing up with some great distance, but she's just at the edge of like where that tree is, so I'm not sure what her footing is going to look like.
Alex with a more straight ahead approach, not finishing as left as the other players. Looks like she's not in a good position to go across. She's just going to lay it up to the edge and play it for par.
Allie's drive was a little bit low, but she still tries to go for it on her second, catches the limbs of the tree, and she's going to be out of bounds.
It is not necessary to go across on your second shot to get an easy par. A par is very simple even if you pitch up and go across on your third shot. I think to get a real chance at a circle one birdie, that's when you need to go across on the second shot.
Yes.
Unless you have elite level distance. Blomroos is caught up against that tree, but her standstills are incredible, so she pumps one out there 300 plus. She can still play for birdie.
Yeah, and Eveliina's shot did go near the right side OB, but she was safe. Now, Alex Benson, after she did the smart conservative pitch-up play, will just be taking her third shot into the fairway.
Allie Smith checks the wind. A couple of grass throws. I always think a funny thing is, see the players pound their chalk bag to test the wind, but ripping up grass is technically course destruction. So if you were breaking off branches to hold the leaves up, that's immediate disqualification. So at what point is someone going to get so technical that we can't rip
pick
up some grass and test the wind with it,
Interesting. Eveliina, with the forehand approach, leaves it to the right side of the basket, but she'll still be putting.
I like to overthink the rules at times.
Yeah, I never even thought about that. I do appreciate sometimes when we're at like a dusty course or where there's dirt, because I'll just kick it with my foot.
Alex's forehand chip shot gives her a putt from 20 feet. Allie Smith, what a par save from 40 feet. Flight Factory run back. We're on now.
Oh, yeah. Allie with all of the runbacks of round 4 so far, and rightly so.
Eveliina leaves her birdie putt short off the front of the cage, seeing a bit of frustration from her. She missed a putt 2 holes ago that was a very short one as well. Alex Benson makes good for the par.
This hole did fall right in the middle as far as difficulty as the 9th hardest. A lot of players getting the birdie, but I just wanted to shout out that there was an eagle today by Elite Ezra Midling.
Ooh.
Yes, and I got to see it. And if you haven't gotten to watch her play yet, she's only 16, and she crushes.
You know what? I saw that as well because you posted a video on your social media. Didn't you?
I didn't.
It wasn't you?
It wasn't me.
Did you play with Deanne?
I did.
Oh, who was the other player?
Macy.
Macy posted
it. Was Macy.
All right, hole 13, par 3, 390 feet. You've got another Mando arrow. All discs must pass to the right of that arrow. You've also got out of bounds on the right side. Another crazy thing here in this fairway is this telephone pole and the wire. You don't really think about it, but I've seen a lot of shots hit the pole and the wire. If you can just push straight, you can get an outside the circle putt. But if you get a bit of hyzer finish, you can sneak up there and have an in the circle putt. Number 1 goal is get past the Mando and stay in bounds. Henna up first after a birdie on the 12th. Shot is moving left rather quickly. Spotter's going to take a look at it, and he's holding up the red flag as if she has missed the Mando arrow.
It doesn't look quite like she pushed past the tree, so we'll have to see when they get up there. When we get up there, we're going with them.
It's my favorite term. We'll see when we get up there.
Yeah.
Let's don't get any feelings about it just yet. Eveliina's shot looking beautiful, straight with a little hyzer finish, and she's in the deep right corner.
Pushing all of that OB.
Kind of a risky putt. I'd say that's more of a pitch up for par for her. Allie Smith looking very similar to Henna's. She is safe but short. She'll have to go through that wooded area to get to the basket. Ooh, Alex Benson to the right of the telephone pole. out of bounds and back in bounds. And she'll have a very long putt for birdie from 55 feet.
Correct. Hasn't broken the plane of the Mando. Yeah. So, no penalty.
So Henna's disc actually lands on the red line, but doesn't cross over the painted line for the parallel line of the Mando, which means she has not missed it yet.
Yeah, she has not entered the restricted space. Oh, and in the background, that is Jen Allen throwing in her Toro from 145 feet. Henna's forehand Annie is up there for a par putt from about 25. Yeah, I'm glad the PDGA Marshal Bill, thank you Bill, coming over to straighten out that situation.
We have more marshals at this tournament than we usually have, so it's really nice that there's someone walking around every couple holes. You can find them.
Oh!
What a fun disc.
Alex Benson for birdie. And she just pitches it up
the
there
trees.
for par. This is Evelina's look for birdie, but it's kind of awkward. She'll have a drop-in par. Oh, Henna could have saved par, but that one was a little left for her. Bogey putt for Henna.
On this hole, there's one main fairway you can take up if you actually want to have an unobstructed birdie putt, but it is hard to hit, and you can be slightly off, and there are a lot of trees to get in your way. Allie taps in a par.
Alex taps in her par as well.
That did play as the fifth most difficult hole, but there were 4 birdies today. Silva Sarnen, Heidi Lane, Ella Hansen, and Lydia Cochran.
I played with Heidi, and she parked it. It was up against the tower with the Star Destroyer.
Wow.
All right.
Hole 14, par 3, 280 feet. You have OB along the right side, and as you get past the basket. So some players might take the right hyzer approach and try and get a little less obstructed from the trees, or more commonly, straight at the basket. There is a wider opening of trees, and you can slide your way up into the green. This is probably the green with the most trees inside the circle on Fox Run.
Eveliina with more of a straight approach, but it's lefter than you'd want it to be, and she has landed outside of the circle, and the basket is blocked by 2 sets of trees. Allie takes a low hyzer approach, and she has skipped up pin deep, putting for birdie from 20 feet. Alex Benson has a hyzer shot, but doesn't send it over to the right side. She stays away from the out of bounds. She has landed a little short and left of the basket. Henna also just staying completely away from the out of bounds on the right side, and she's inside the circle, left side, putting for birdie from 30 feet. Look at this putt. Are you going for this?
Yes. Definitely.
Alex is not. She lays it up for par.
I don't know what it is about this hole, but I just feel like there's so many fun putts to be made. So I owe the course my attempt.
Allie Smith lands on the top hat and drops next to the basket. Henna in for birdie. That puts Henna at 4 under for the round today.
Eveliina will tap in her par, followed by Allie Smith and Alex Benson.
Allie Smith also under par.
When you're outfitted for all that's out there,
even the ordinary becomes extraordinary.
So here's to taking a moment to appreciate every moment, made outside together.
Hole 15, the most wooded hole on the course, par 3, 325 feet. Forehand players will have an advantage here, as well as lefties. Backhand players have a bit of an extreme turnover angle, easy to get caught up in any side of the trees and kick down early. If you're not feeling the angle, you can simply play a straight shot and have an outside or circle's edge putt for birdie. Henna up first. Very high backhand turnover. Doesn't have quite the aggressive angle to move towards the basket, hits a tree and hyzers out. She'll have a circle 2 birdie look. Pin deep.
Eveliina opting for the forehand off the tee. Beautiful. Past the pin, and she's going to be inside the circle putting for birdie.
That fairway is very narrow, and Eveliina made it look like it had so much space.
Yeah.
Allie's shot actually makes the fairway look as narrow as it is, just a straight pipe. Allie putting for birdie yet again.
She's so good at those straight forehand shots that can just hover like 5 feet above the ground.
Alex hits early on the right side. She's going to have to scramble for par, but she still has the fairway to work with.
That looked fantastic.
Second shot looks great. She's up there in the circle. Henna for birdie from 50 feet. And she'll have a drop-in par. Eveliina's forehand has given her a birdie putt. 25 feet. Falls
catches
out
a lot
left
of chain.
side.
Alex to save par. That was a very nice scramble from Alex for catching such an early tree.
Really was, and that positioning her disc fell in was very kind.
Optimal. Allie for birdie.
Great play from Allie Smith. That puts her at 2 under par. Eveliina bag putts in her par.
And Henna will drop in her par. Allie and Eveliina both cleaning up on the back 9 so far. Blemish free. Moving on to hole 16, par 4, 600 feet. I think this hole is so much fun. There's no OB until you get to the edge of this first part of the fairway with the bridge. So a lot of players are just playing a placement shot up by the tee pad that we flew over. You want to be more left so that you're lined up with the gap and can punch something out toward the basket. Now, with this being a par 4, obviously you want that birdie look, but it's difficult to get all the way out there if you're even slightly out of position off of the drive.
Allie Smith up first after a birdie on 15. And she has landed left side up against the rock wall.
When you're in the second part of the fairway for this hole, the left side, even though there are a lot of trees, is safe. It's not out of bounds, so a lot of players find that to be the smarter play, throwing like a stable hyzer out toward the basket.
Henna lands near the short tee.
Ooh, Eveliina just kissing some of the brush on the right side, but she's going to be in great position.
Eveliina's in the perfect position to attack for birdie.
Alex leaves her a little bit more left, but if she can get a little bit of a roll toward the center of the fairway.
Alex up first. And because we had so much rain the week leading up to Worlds and the week of Worlds. We have a lot of wood chips down, making for quite the challenging run-up and footing. Alex makes the best of it and gets a shot out there a couple 100 feet. She'll play the hole for par. Allie Smith takes a slow, careful run-up as well. And she is in the short grass on the fairway playing for par. The thing about this hole is it's within reach for all of these players, but the footing makes it challenging. Henna has a little benefit here with some decent footing and minimal chips by that short tee.
Looks like she got a little nervous about the OB and went too straight.
Yeah, it hyzered out. It's going to be a long putt on a half-elevated basket. See if Eveliina can get up there for a birdie.
Come on.
And you saw her feet were just slipping on the chips as well. And she has made it up there for birdie.
Yeah, she was in the perfect spot. She got as close as you can really get to the OB. Mm-hmm. The ground is a little bit flatter at the edge of the tunnel. You can see as they got out, the wind is picking up a little bit, and I feel like it's always windy.
It is.
Putting on 16 and throwing 17.
It is.
But Alex pitches up, and she'll be putting.
Oh, no.
Allie pitches up too perfectly, hits the base, and it rolls all the way OB.
Allie's...
That is crazy.
Hyzer pitch up. Allie has had an incredible stroke of luck for the last 7-8 holes, and that was just not what we were expecting to see. Oh my gosh, Allie Smith, the comeback bogey, another run back. She has taken all the run backs. What a day for Allie Smith.
That was
What
a
a
crazy
putt.
catch.
A left side chain high.
On a hyzer?
High?
Can we have a double run back?
I
feel
would
like
love
I need
to see that again. Henna Blomroos does have a birdie putt, but it's a long one. And she lands right under the basket.
Just going to call it the sandbox.
I
Doesn't
like
it look
that.
like a little sandbox?
My kitty would like it.
Oh, Kitty would love it.
Eveliina in for
Yes.
birdie here on the 16th.
One of, I think, what was it, 8 birdies today? Or 6?
Alex Benson in for par.
6. It's a really great birdie. Henna in for par. Still can't believe that stayed in.
Wow.
What a putt for Allie. Eveliina still with the clean back 9.
Hole 17, a blind par 3, 390 feet, also surrounded by out of bounds. You have to have an extreme hyzer angle on your disc or throw a very overstable disc flat. Make sure you can get up there close because any type of long putt on this hole is extremely intimidating. It's windy, and if you land short of the basket, then you're putting downhill elevated. I like to get as close as possible, otherwise it's likely you're going to see a lot of layups.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, even players who don't lay things up might lay it up on this hole.
Eveliina's spike hyzer lands a bit short, looks like 38 feet.
Seems like that was a misfire that worked out.
She has the cutest facial expressions.
She does.
Henna's hyzer also landing a bit short. Gets some skip, but that is a risky putt. 40-footer, windy, downhill, elevated. We'll see how brave the girls are feeling when they get there. Now this is a common shot, more flat, letting the disc do the work, but you risk going OB long. And Alex does not give herself a birdie putt, but a very simple par from there, hopefully.
The straight OB comes up a lot faster than you realize off the tee.
It does.
Allie also playing the straighter shot. I'm glad she has some stability.
Allie's out of bounds. She threw it too straight, too long. You really need to have a shot more like we saw from Eveliina and Henna. Higher, more aggressive angle.
And this is a great play, trying to keep that approach low. As you can see, like we said, the wind picking up a little bit when you get onto the side of this hill. So if you throw an approach with that flight plate high enough, it will push.
Eveliina doesn't want any taste of that putt. She pitches it up, as does Henna.
I always feel like on putts like this, my face, it's like a loading screen on a computer where I'm like, if I can get to 100% and I'm going to commit to it, I'll run the putt. But anything less, and I have to lay up.
Allie makes good for the bogey after going OB off of the tee, and Alex Benson is in for par. And even being this close is not easy.
No. You've got your elevated and a half. Eveliina and Henna both getting the par after they had laid up. Here we are, hole 18, par 4, 700 feet. She's a beaut. Off the tee, the oddly enough safest play is to throw a hyzer over OB the whole way and get it to crash land. Good shots are going to go here. Great shots are going to get up to the bridge. Ideally, a little bit more left so you don't have to contend with that tree in the middle of the fairway. If you are a little bit more right, you'll see some players taking that smaller gap. Or you can forehand or backhand turn over something around the left side. But of course the basket is on a hill and a little bit elevated, because why not?
Eveliina takes a safer route where she throws directly down the OB line, but unfortunately the finish on the disc has hyzered OB into the road.
Yeah, it was a very aggressive finish on that disc. Henna is following suit with a similar line, and she's going to have the same issue. It's such a, how do I even want to phrase this? You have to throw it way over,
The crowd tried to wheel it back in.
OB to almost predict that skip. You want first contact to be right next to the right side OB.
This is the level that you can send it OB to land in the fairway. Perfect. And you saw that. Very scary. If Alex didn't come back inbound, she'd only be 100 feet off the tee.
Yeah, and it's crazy to call that the safe play.
Allie Smith's disc has flattened a lot. It needs to hyzer. It needs to hyzer hard. And it does. She didn't believe in it. She didn't. She shook her head.
Wow.
It surprised her.
So, if you look at
Scared
those
her
without
too.
understanding this hole, the first two shots seemed like great shots. They both skip OB. The two... Ooh, did she step on her disc?
I wasn't watching.
She might have.
But you can call yourself on a foot fault now, as we saw.
That's true. We saw that.
In one of Ace Run Pro's previous rounds.
Round 3.
Go check that out. Eveliina's forehand has given her a birdie putt from the bullseye. She can save par. A drop-in par, basically.
Yeah.
What a shot.
It's a bummer to have gone OB, but what a beautiful shot. With all the fans watching, Henna opts for the backhand turnover.
Stand still.
Looks gorgeous. Comes in on the right side of the hill, but she'll get to putt up at the basket instead of having that death putt.
And Allie has about 290 to the pin, and she has landed just short.
She took that right side gap that I had talked about. It's got a lower ceiling, but it is straight toward the basket.
Alex playing for par, and her shot was a little too high. She has landed on the low side of the hill. She'll have a tricky uphill putt. Allie doesn't want any taste of that long putt, and she pitches it up.
This is Henna to save par. Hyzer's out her putt, but she'll be tapping in for a bogey. Alex Benson near the bottom of the hill. This is for par.
What
Great
focus with the MPO announcements in the background.
Yeah. And it's interesting, throughout this entire round, I've almost felt like she was putting faster than I'm used to her. And that one seemed more like the focus that she finds. And she almost always makes those.
Eveliina in for par. Allie Smith in for par. After OB off the tee, Henna will take a bogey here on the 18th.
That was the second most difficult hole for our ladies today.
Not surprising.
Not surprising, no. It can get away from you pretty quick. But that's going to wrap up our round 4. This was the last, given round that everyone got, and we have a cut now for the top 36 players. Checking in on the leaderboard, Kristen Tatar still in the lead, 22 down. Missy gave it a good run, but I think she had a hiccup on 18. So 5 strokes going into tomorrow.
We've got a huge fight for the 3rd place spot here, and you're probably going to see that on FPO Chase Card.
Yeah, that's going to be a battle tomorrow.
Appreciate you guys tuning in to this Day 4 coverage. Again, my name's Holly Finley, and if you'd like to support me, go to pharmacbd.com and use code HOLLY to save 35% this weekend only. It's normally only $20.
It's a deal. And if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram, rkline55, or if you want to support me at dynamicdisc.com, you can find my tour series, Convicts. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you for the final day of Worlds tomorrow.
If you want to see what Allie's celebrating about, go watch the front 9.